Welcome into Taylor Kitchen. Today I am going to make a Panettone French Toast Casserole. It's so easy, so quick to put together. You make it the night before you want to serve it or several hours in advance. Stick it in your fridge. And in the morning or several hours later, you just pop it in the oven while you're getting ready. So I'm going to make this Easter evening to be prepared for Easter Sunday morning. So it's cooking in the oven when I'm getting ready for church, and it starts with panettone. This is a beautiful presented loaf of panettone, which is very similar to brioche. If you don't want to go to the time and expense of finding and purchasing panettone, this cost me $20, but it's a special occasion, and I recommend brioche. So we'll get into panettone just a little bit later, but right now we're going to quickly make the custard that goes over that panettone because it's so incredibly simple. It starts here with 6 eggs. So I just need to crack 6 eggs into my bowl here that I'm going to make the custard in. Six eggs in, and I didn't get a single shell. And then I'm just going to give them a whisk up. Going to add a tiny pinch of salt. And then anything that I want to flavor this with, which for me is going to be a little bit of cinnamon. It's going to be a bit of good vanilla, and I am using vanilla paste because I love it so much. It's good stuff. Then I have a nutmeg, and I love freshly grated nutmeg. It's just so phenomenal. And you don't need a lot. A little bit will do you because nutmeg is very, very strong, especially when you grind it fresh. And then I recommend coconut sugar. Regular sugar is fine. Coconut sugar adds more flavor. This happens to be allulose because I'm out of coconut sugar, but the allulose is a non-calorie natural sweetener. And if you kind of Google it, it's really trending right now because it has a lot of nutritive benefits. So using allulose in this, and the bread is pretty sweet, so you don't really need a lot of sweetener anyway, but just like a 1/4 cup will do you. And then come the milks. I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of full fat coconut milk, and then 2 cups of regular coconut milk. Now I usually do things dairy-free. You can certainly use milk and cream if you want to, but you then use whole milk and use cream because you want this to be nice and thick and rich. And that's what the coconut milk gets me without having to go with the dairy. All right, I'm gonna put this aside, and then we're going to get the bread all ready to pour this custard over. Welcome into Taylor Kitchen. If you haven't yet, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Click that bell icon below to make sure you get all the latest from us, and give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. It really helps out our channel, and we so appreciate you. Also check out tkfoodie.com for a lot more. Now panettone typically comes beautifully packaged like this one, and it's a beautiful eggy bread, very, very similar to brioche. And it will have like candied fruits in it, which I love. My grandson Alex does not like the candied fruits. So when I buy it, and I know he's going to partake, I buy the kind with chocolate chips in it. That's his favorite. That's a beautiful panettone. Panettone typically comes in a domed shape. This is a little bit different. It's just special for Easter because that's when you'll see them in the stores. Super popular in Italy. In fact, we were in Italy a couple years ago, right before Easter, and the panettone was everywhere and so much cheaper than in the States. I wanted to like buy a whole suitcase full of it and bring it back, but I couldn't do that. I had to actually bring back my clothes and things instead of bread. But if you don't want to go for panettone, you can certainly use brioche. It will work just fine. This is just very, very special for a very, very special brunch. And so you want to assemble your panettone so that it has some peaks sticking up, which is going to get nice and golden and crispy on top. So I'm I'm gonna kind of play with this a little bit since it's not in the dome shape that I was anticipating. And we'll cut it like this. And I think that'll do me just fine. And you don't have to cut this up fancy. You can just stick it in there. I just want it to look really nice when I'm presenting it. It's a loaf of panettone. Look at all the little currants and the fruits in there. That's typically what it will be. It will be like candied orange peel and lime and some currants perhaps. And then we need to put this in my pan. Now I have already sprayed this pan with a little bit of avocado oil, but you can, of course use butter just to keep things from sticking. And then you want to just assemble this as best you can. Can you see how I'm kind of trying to overlap the pieces and have them stick this way and that way, just so I have edges exposed once I pour this custard all over. Oh, I gotta cut this one. Oh, I think that's gonna be a cook's piece. Okay, and then just squish them down a little bit. Technical term, squish. Oh, that's pretty, pretty. Okay, and you can kind of see what I was going for, just this little crisscross pattern. I have a huge mess, but you've got to try the panettone. It's such a great flavor. So buttery, so moist. It's a great bread. It's a really great bread. And now all I need to do is just take this custard and pour it all over this panettone carefully so I don't slosh any over the edge. I can smell the nutmeg and cinnamon in this custard. That's good stuff. Okay, and give it a little press down. All right, this goes covered in my fridge overnight or for at least 4 hours before I can bake it. And with the magic of television, welcome to the next day. You have just been transported in time to the future. So this is out of my fridge. That beautiful panettone has soaked up all the custard, and now all that's needing to do is bake in my oven at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes. And we'll see you then. Can you see this beautiful Panettone French Toast Casserole fresh out of the oven? It smells so good. I can even smell those fruits that are in there. Just the aroma from this is definitely making my mouth water. This is really good stuff. And I think it calls for a little bit of powdered sugar just to really top it off and say this is super special. And then, of course, we have to have a taste. And I'm just gonna take this little corner, and the top is like a little crispy and browned on top, and the bottom has just soaked up that custard and is so delightful. And what you wanna do is get a bite of both, top and the bottom, so you've got the crispy and that luscious, velvety, custardy part as well. And this is hot, hot, hot. But it smells so good. You are definitely going to want to check this out. Make it for Easter, make it for Mother's Day, make it for any Saturday or Tuesday, because you can make it in advance the night before and just pop it in the oven while you get ready in the morning. This delectable recipe is on tkfoodie.com.